He starts with,
So we're
"Do
talking
you
about
wear
wigs.
wigs?"
Welcome to Dance. I'm so sorry. I realized it was 7:05 and I had to start. I am so sorry. We are in it. I know everybody who's watching.
Just hit the sauce.
Yeah, there's a total of 1 viewer, so it's okay. Don't worry.
Yeah, it's you guys, so everybody
me.
knows.
It's me.
Make you
It's
feel
me. Well,
better.
now it's me.
It's us.
Everybody knows what's going on who is paying attention, so I won't even deal with the backdrop situation. Focusing in, though, the heads flew off towards the tree. The one inside the bubble's head is bouncing against the bubble, and you folks are deciding whether you're staying or going.
It also says dark skies, by the way.
Yeah, I'm annoyed because I changed that, and am very frustrated that it didn't fix. Okay, changing
Sorry.
now. It's okay.
But yeah, we are picking up a breastplate and leaving, right?
Yep.
That's
Alright,
what we
you'll-
decided.
Okay. And you're
It's
heading.
too goddamn cold.
Are you heading along the waterway, or are you taking the riverside route?
I do not know / understand the question.
I think it's are we taking the route that we came in on, or are we just following the river down back towards where we came from?
Do we think we could put the boat in reverse, I guess, is the first question.
So the boat could be unmoored from the ice that it's kind of stuck in. That's not a uncomplicated situation. So yeah, it's definitely something you could do as an effort. But both routes lead the same direction. It's just that they're kind of different, right? So one's going to go up and then going to go back down, and one's going to be kind of a straight shot along the waterway that has a bit of like a ramp to it, but
That
not much of
sounds
one.
slick.
Yeah, because ice. So they're
I'm
different,
personally
but they're
inclined to go the way that we came.
okay.
Yeah.
All right. So then I would like for everyone to make a perception check on your way out.
Oh, gee, where's my note?
18. It also feels like that's the best roll I'm going to get for the entire night.
If I were
Nah.
so lucky.
12.
18 the highest.
7.
If 18 is the highest, then Soul, you would notice as you kind of turn, looking over your shoulder, pillar. You turn into a pillar of salt. No, I'm kidding. This is a Bible reference.
The
Just our
floating
luck.
head uses spectral hand, slay living, and
So, yeah,
I
you're-
go back to time.
Yeah, your new name is Soul.
Salt.
That's all.
No, but you turn and you look back, and basically where you left, the area that's still kind of tinged by the smatterings of the arms of, or the tentacle spell. That's Arms of Hadar, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of, the ice is still kind of tainted there. You would see that just near that circle, there is a very large, dark red horse, and on it is a rider whose cloak seems to be billowing in an unseen wind, an unfelt wind.
He has a cloak of billowing. We get it.
Yeah, it's a dope magic item. Everybody should get it.
It is. It is.
Perhaps there is a dark wind.
Oh.
Well, it's a good thing that we left.
Oh, I love that. That is so cool.
Anyways.
Wow.
So you continue on. It definitely doesn't look like they follow, at least immediately. And when you kind of cut...
We don't recognize this person?
They don't seem to have any kind of... at least from this distance, it doesn't look like there's a helmet or a head. Like, it just kind of looks like a shoulders
Oh, boy.
kind of situation.
Yeah, it's some kind of headless horse rider.
It's
Right.
missing.
I'm still workshopping the name.
Yeah, we're workshopping the name. It's something that I came up with entirely. It's a totally original idea. No one's ever thought of it.
It's good. It's good. We don't
Headless
wanna-
horse people.
the patriarchy, right?
Right. Well, no,
Patriarchy.
horse people, because
Right. Exactly. That's
some
what
of
I'm
the
saying.
people you
Person.
murdered on the ice there, they didn't have heads, but they weren't all men. And some of them didn't even like horses. But the point is you get over the ridge and start making your way back down to where the ice has kind of kept the boat. Through unknown temperature changes, like you kind of breach the area, I would say about an hour. Oh, okay, good point. Roll a Constitution saving throw, everybody. DC for everyone is 11.
Okay. Save.
Yes, save.
I rolled a 3.
So Arya, you
No,
and Ronnie are
I
just
also rolled a
the
3.
girlies are not having this cold weather bullshit. So
Aura of vitality, or right?
I don't think your charisma
think
modifier is gonna save him.
Okay.
again, yeah, one of them could have been aided, but yeah, they're not beating an 11 with +5 or whatever you got.
I mean,
So
Jermaine is very charismatic. Maybe it isn't.
I
True.
am.
Plus 8.
you will have 1 level of exhaustion, which I believe is on the sheet somewhere.
Yeah.
With that said, though, you'll make it back to the ship. It does look like through some unseen warming, the ship has kind of detached itself from the ice and is basically just kind of free floating, kind of bumping against the ice as the water's kind of pushing it into it, because the water flows towards the tree.
Is it going to be difficult to get back on set?
No.
Well, it's kind of.
No. Again, the main thing I'm trying to elucidate here is it's not stuck like it was before.
Okay. I suppose we should get on the boat and see if we can figure out how to ask it very politely to take us back.
Well,
Okay.
as long as we don't have too many of those stones,
We only
Right.
have one now. I threw the
we
rest
should be able
of
to
them
control
away.
it.
You would actually have none now. So something that wasn't really
Oh.
discussed after you got off the boat's energy and the crystal's energy had finished harmonizing. Your stone, when you pull it out, is now kind of a charcoaly thing, almost like a brisket of brittle.
Oh, look at that little man.
That was very cute.
Who, him?
Yeah.
Well, just that one look, yeah.
What's
Did I
that?
hear the word brisket?
Like a biscuit, whatever they call like a charcoal nugget. I think it starts.
Oh!
Briquette.
Briquette. Maybe I was just thinking about really tasty food.
I think that's what Shimby's also thinking about.
No, he's thinking about the fact that he had poop on his feet earlier. Because he's
Yeah.
a dirty little man, and now he's cleaning himself.
Oh.
Even though I already did it. Yeah,
He's got to make sure that you did a good job.
he jumped up on my desk, and there was just a cat print of. Never mind.
No!
It was terrible. Luckily, the mat I have for my desk is washable.
Nice.
Machine washable.
Yippee!
Indeed. So, boarding the boat's not a problem. Using artifice or magic, rather, to pilot it, at least in the method that you utilized prior, appears to be impossible.
Oh boy.
There are oars on the boat, and there are
Yes.
also other magical methods you could try and employ.
I guess we got to start rowing.
Fucking-
Or. Oh, wait.
Does
Hold on.
it?
Wait,
Give me a sec.
did we have a short rest?
No, not yet. Remember, you
Can we have a short rest
If you want to stop for an hour, yeah, absolutely.
in this boat?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. If you want to stop and wait for an hour, I'm okay with that.
Are my colleagues okay with that?
I would keep watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would I have a question? On Druidcraft.
I didn't call on you.
Fine.
On Druidcraft.
Wow.
Sorry, go ahead. I just think it's funny that you started raising your hand today. I don't know what's
I've
going
done
on.
it before, John. You just don't notice.
Yeah, that's probably true. Okay, so
Because you ignore me.
again, calling on you.
Okay, so for Druidcraft, I can create a sensory effect. Like falling leaves, dancing fairies, a gentle breeze. Is a gentle breeze enough to push
So
the
it
boat?
would be a sensory effect that would be like for a small area. It would not be sufficient to feel the sails of this boat.
Damn.
Does it seem like, given the way that the gates have worked and everything else has worked, that I might be able to, say, expend spell slots to power it in some fashion?
With the staff of power,
Possibly.
okay. So you do not know for sure, but if you wish to discharge the staff of power into the ship, you can expend all of the charges that remain in it, and we'll see what happens.
Could we do an Arcana check to gauge?
Yeah,
Things?
absolutely. Go ahead. DC's 25.
Whoops. Whoops.
Close. A 21. Does that give me anything?
Again, I would say that the vibe is good. The vibe is not fucked. The details of how the vibe is good, I am not giving you, but it doesn't feel like a dumb idea.
Does there appear to be like an engine somewhere? I know that in previous, like, oh my gosh, he's going to town.
He's got to get that paw clean. I cleaned it, and now he's got to get it his version of clean.
Wow. Anyway, so I know in previous, this is like above the table, previous like vehicles that have been magically powered sometimes are powered by fairies or some other elemental, or sometimes, some other location where magic resides. Is there anything like that around?
That's a great question. Go ahead and make a history roll.
Okay.
DC for this is going to be 13. Not terribly high.
Okay. No.
Unfortunately, I can't give anything in you, but I do want
Okay.
to make sure that you understand how great a question that is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you inspiration as reward for the question. And as far as the stack goes, we are still...
I already have inspiration. Could I use it? And then
If you
and
use
then...
it for this and then gain inspiration, that's how the stack works, so I'd be okay with that, yeah.
The stack. Oh no!
There is a non-zero part of me that wants to give it
Want
to
me
you
to do it
because
again?
that wants to give it to you because of pity, but I'm not gonna let that side of me win.
Okay.
So you have no idea, despite how awesome a question that was. You do not know much about the nature of elvish artifice and craftsmanship, but you would know, even though the roll was an 8, that this boat was crafted by elves.
Probably not going to sink.
Well, that's good. We said
All
it had
right.
oars on it, right?
Yes.
I
I guess we gotta start paddling.
I get an oar and I hand one to Arya.
The thing you'll notice immediately
Why
about...
Arya?
I want to see Sepakli's reaction.
There it is. Yeah, that's...
The thing you would notice immediately upon picking up 2 oars and handing one over is that whatever the wood is, whatever the craftsmanship is here, it does not feel like regular wood. Its weight is considerably less. Like it's almost like you have a pool noodle in your hand instead of like a boat oar.
But does it work when we try it?
Is it possible for one person to use 2 oars, or are they too far apart on the boat?
The boat is large enough that a lot of people can use oars.
Okay.
And I wanna address Elizabeth real quick. Yes, the thing that was made by elves to be lighter is absolutely durable enough and functional enough to be used for purpose. You silly.
You were trying to make it sound like it wasn't gonna work, John.
Well, I was more going for an allusion to like mithril and all the other shit that's like super light and super chill for elves.
It's very fancy, but I'm gonna compare it to a pool noodle.
Yeah, I want to say the pool noodle reference was like
wait, not
It's like
I see your point. I see your point now.
it's kind of like you're talking about a dick that's like
No,
not working.
I get it. I get it.
The floppiest
Let's-
order I've ever seen.
It's a pool noodle that is excited to be here. Okay, let's go with that. It is very
Ooh.
happy to be here. There we go.
Okay.
Satisfied.
With now it's floppy again.
Well, now it
while
doesn't
that-
work.
No. Okay, it's got a refractory period. It's
Yeah,
back up.
Okay,
Let's
all
move.
right. Before we go any further down that route, the staff of power is also pretty tapped out. So I would like to try to just discharge the energy equivalent to a third level.
You
spell
cannot. What
Okay.
I was saying to you is with the
Okay.
21 that you got, you do not know how to gauge what the power is. If you're going to pump it into the boat, god damn it. If you're going to use the energy for the boat, you will have to discharge whatever is left in there. I need the whole kit and caboodle.
Yeah, I don't know
Or
that
we could
3
just
charges is worth a
paddle.
1 in 20 chance of. I say paddle.
He just slapped his head against the camera.
Let's paddle.
Absolute terrorist.
You know what? He loves us.
Yeah. He is, but yeah, he's in full bathing mode right now. It's really annoying.
Cute.
I mean, sure, why not?
Just
But
gotta make sure that everyone knows he's clean.
no charges. We're not doing the magic staff thing. We're just paddling, right? Okay.
Yep.
So about I'd say 20, 30-minute span of you paddling and moving the boat. After, did you stop for a rest?
Yeah,
Yes.
the stuff for
I mean,
first.
I did. I regained my spell slot, so I think we did.
Okay, so
Oh.
then I need everyone to make a perception roll.
Oh no.
Oh,
20.
Okay.
hold on now.
23.
Oh, I rolled a 2. It's my lowest roll yet.
So
We're getting him out of the way.
How low can
Ronnie,
you go?
during the first 20 minutes or so of your rest, which again, you don't have yet because I didn't say that you got it. I just want to stress that. A lot of people were throwing a lot of questions or related and I'm just trying to answer your questions, okay? 20 minutes into your rest, you would see coming up the river, just up over the ridge where it starts to descend, the horseman. You're far enough away that if you start rowing now, you might be able to gain distance on him, or you can try and linger here and fight him. Your choice. But it does look like once he comes to the ridge and sees you, he draws a magnificent silver blade and raises
don't
it
like that.
aloft.
Get paddling.
Okay. Since we're doing this in duress, I would like for all paddlers, which I think is everybody, to go ahead and make an athletics roll. And this will be a skill challenge, and I require set results. I need 13 DCs, and I need 3 of them.
28.
Athletic.
I'm not going to get them. So, as you are paddling, and unfortunately this is going to be very, very, very ad hoc mapping, and I apologize again. It was not something I had planned on. You are on the boat, okay?
Yep.
Imagine
I
that
love ad
there
hoc.
is no land, it's just the boat. The boat is moving, okay? It is going in a direction. Position yourselves on the boat as you would, please.
The boat is turning in a circle where Tremaine is paddling.
No. It's moving. It's just not moving quickly. Again, it's probably you on one side and the other 3 on the other side is what's actually happening.
Probably.
And they're hardly keeping up.
I would say that can I say that the imp is on the side with Tremaine and rowing, acting like he's rowing, but isn't
Oh.
really.
We're whipping
Pretty
Tremaine.
much.
Is go faster.
You know what? I like that. I'll do that.
Okay. Little imp.
Bear with me here. The horse charges off towards you, and when it gets to the point where the ice is broken and where your ship is, the horse runs alongside the creek side. It runs on the dirt and through the roots for a moment before a point where it gets close enough that the rider jumps up onto the top of the horse and then leaps from the horse onto your ship. I'm going to pause the music. I'm not going to pause the music because everything is messing up all at once. And it's all, I think it's because of that guy right there. What are you doing? He's like curled up in the most awkward. It's pretty cute, so I'm not going to show you.
I want to see the baby.
I want to see the baby. Bear with me here. I don't know why this isn't working. I've got the most sadness in my head right now. Why isn't this doing the thing? I'm gonna fight it. I'm gonna fight it. I will lose, or I will win. You four will be the first to know about it. I see the problem. Sorry, bear with me here. And now my prescribed method for trying to fix it is being hampered by the fact that I've downloaded so much shit, or uploaded so much shit for Cyberpunk into my Roll20 account. It's too funny. Please, for the love of everything. Love of me, at least. I don't want to use a generic. Okay, fuck it. So obviously my doodle and my token and everything I had planned for this doesn't work. So I'll just use this token of Lord Soth instead. He leaps from the back of the horse, standing up on top of it. As he's flying, his cloak fluttering in the wind more than it has any right to. And he lands on the back of your ship. And I thought I killed this music, but apparently not. Just nothing. Nothing's going right for this fight. Okay, I'm going to play combat music, and the situation is as it shows. Your direction is northbound, even though we're technically moving southbound in character. And when he lands on the boat, like you can see in the space where his head is located, a kind of strange, faint glimmer that's like... The best way to describe it is references to popular media, so like the Predator cloak. And it kind of moves slowly as his face kind of turns towards you, and two red glowing eyes kind of show in that space. As he locks onto you, Arya, you would see the symbol of the betrayer appear in his where a forehead would be. So, initiative on the board. Go ahead and roll it, please.
You're rolling good today.
Oh,
How did you get
crazy.
0? Your rolls are going slowly down.
Yikes.
A 1 with a -1.
Nice. Oh, at least our friend got a 2.
Yeah, he's not fast. Alright. Sully, you're first on the docket.
Sacred Flame?
Okay. He will fail his dexterity saving throw.
13 radiant damage.
It seems to go through just fine. Okay. In between Soul's turn and Termain's turn, he is going to look at Soul and say, "Kneel." And when he does so, I believe you need to make a Wisdom saving throw. Double checking the language for the spell command.
What's your
I
dex?
got a
Liz?
19.
Yeah, you'll pass. Oh, wait. You will just pass. 19 is the DC. But yeah, effectively the word grovel was spoken, but kneel is what I said. It's the same difference. You would have fallen prone.
I
But
can do the same thing. Let's dance.
Wait, are you telling him that's your command to dance?
I mean, it's not my turn. We'll see what happens.
Ronnie, you'll go after Tremaine. Tremaine, you are up.
No, I think that Ronnie goes first because her dex is going to
Yeah,
be
that's
way
true.
higher
You
than
got an
mine.
8-point.
No, but so that's just I have a 12 dex. You
the
probably have a
0.12,
17 or
yeah.
18 dex. Yeah,
It's
you have a
just your
higher dex
score.
than me.
Oh,
You should go
okay.
first.
He's not rolling decimals.
His die
It says
was slightly
decimals.
to the side
It
as
does.
it landed on 8. It's
He-
not quite.
There's a tiebreaker feature in the character sheet. If you select it, what it does is
Oh.
it'll roll your initiative and then the point your dexterity score.
Oh, okay.
You're going to
Yeah.
beat me no matter what. Yeah.
Well,
It's got point scoring or some shit.
I'm gonna Hunter's Mark him,
Okay.
and then the usual. Pew pew. 15 and 20.
The 20 will hit.
14.
1 second. Okay. Damage seems to go through.
Get off my boat!
Ronnie done. Termaine up.
Get off my lawn. Yep, I'm stand up, move here, shield out. Wait a second. Go right there. Stay. And bonus action, shield of faith. Attack.
First
Does
one
an
will
18
miss.
hit?
Second one will
First
hit.
one will miss. Okay,
He's wearing plate armor.
got it. And then let's sap him.
Okay.
That's my turn.
Alright. He will bring about his dread blade, raise it up into the air. Before his initiative, in between Termaine and him, he will use Fell Word, targeting Termaine. Termaine, make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. 18.
You will fail by 1. You will take a total of 17 necrotic damage, and your maximum hit point total is reduced by the same amount. As you kind of move into position with him and he raises the sword, he looks down at you and says, "Fall." And as you kind of hear the word, like everything inside of you kind of drops and you just kind of feel your body become more weighted. He will then...
Interjection.
Yeah.
Hold on. Didn't Mr. Termaine get the island bonus when we were underwater where he can't have damage dealt to his maximum hit point total?
Didn't he?
Yes, he did.
Well, then you just take regular damage.
Oh fuck yeah! What's regular damage?
17 was the total damage.
Okay.
Yeah, it would have decreased both sides, but since you have the water...
Thank you, Tom.
Good memory. Knowing stuff that you have on your character sheet. On his initiative, he kind of looks at you kind of strangely, like the eyes kind of like fluttering in the air, kind of flare for a second, and then he brings the sword down to the side and sweeps it from left to right. As he's sweeping it, Termaine, you kind of reflexively take like dodge, blocking, and everything, but the blade just seems to pass through you, like it's not even concerned about physical space, and this massive wave of destruction just flutters out from the blade. I need everyone on the ship to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh crapola! 14.
That looks like 4
That's the best
failures.
roll. Yeah, probably.
So this is a spell that's being cast. If there's any responses to it,
Counterspell.
okay. He's going to make a Constitution saving throw in response. He does not have it trained, but he has a pretty high attack. All right, what's the DC on the con?
16.
Okay, so he brings about the blade. The sword sweeps through Termaine as he mutters another few words like that can't be heard because of the motion of the blade. But as like the spell's activating, you watch it kind of shudder and his head kind of tilt to the side as his sister Arya kind of looks at him and says something in Eldritch to kind of cause the spell to distort. You see him kind of raise the blade back up in the air angrily and kind of look at Arya like target.
Ruh-roh.
Couldn't have got on the boat.
That was him. It'll go to Arya.
All right, so I used up spell slot. I think. Do I get an idea that this thing is undead?
Oh yeah, for sure.
So I'm going to cast.
More so than anything you fought so far in the Duran cult, this absolutely looks like it is a physical body that is being maneuvered around by a ghost whose head is peeking out at the top.
Cool. Casting protection from evil and good on our Termaine.
All right.
And then I'm going to just go back here.
Okay.
And that's my turn.
So between Arya and Soul,
Oh shit. I'm sorry. My aura of protection is going to add +3 to my saving throw. So saving throws to me
that
and to
should
Arya.
already be included in your math, but I'll double check. Hold on.
Can you? Oh, it that does have the
No, I don't see because when I expand.
What's
out
your
detail
con
on
score?
my. No, it's charisma.
What is
Charisma
your
modifier.
con score? Is what I'm asking you.
Oh, my con score is 16.
So you have a +3 to your con.
Yeah, so it's not baked into his
Cloak
con
of
save.
protection. Yeah, it's not in there. So yours would have been a 22. But nobody else was in your aura when that happened. The
Not. Oh,
yeah.
what about Arya? Was not okay.
Yeah, Arya was back. But anyway, in between Arya and Soul, the top of the initiative, the cool guy is going to move.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but does that mean I took the initial 17 damage?
How close were you on that? Yeah, that's so far back. 'Cause
It's not so far back.
These con saving
It's,
throws were for.
It was an 18, and I missed it by 1.
No, that was not that one. That was for the destructive wave that never happened.
No, that was for the
You sure?
necrotic. Yeah, because there's the roll further down that's 14.
Because we never
I don't-
rolled the con save because Arya counterspelled it.
No. There's two con saves from Termaine in a row.
I see.
The
18 was the one
is-
against. So it'd be half
right.
damage rounded up. So 17 half would be gain 6 back or 7 back.
Thanks. Sorry to be a pain.
No, it's fine. So he moves away from you.
Don't worry, he'll kill you. It's fine.
You can make
It's
an
fine.
opportunity attack if you wish to.
I wish to.
You have disadvantage on the opportunity attack.
That's okay. I still wish to, just to assert my dominance.
Ooh.
16.
No, you have 2 attacks.
No, that's the disadvantage, right?
Oh, got you. Yeah, you can just click the.
Yeah, I just didn't do it.
It's
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So yeah, he moves past you without issue. He'll move up to Soul and Ronnie. He is going to attack Ronnie with a
Oh,
blade attack.
turn. Is
No.
this all part of a legendary action?
Correct.
Since he's doing it in between? Okay.
Yes. Lunge says he moves half his speed and makes a single attack against the target. Ronnie, 14's gonna miss, right?
Shit. Yeah.
Okay,
15's armor class.
cool. So just a narrow dodge. Soul, you're up.
I don't like this very much.
And to kind of explain his movements and patterns, just so people understand, when he moves away from Tremaine, he kind of steps forward very slowly, like because he's in full bulk armor. And then when he lunges, he kind of just glides across the ground like something was dragging his metal-plated body across the boat towards Ronnie.
Can you just describe how tall, like how big and bulky
Oh.
this creature is?
Yeah, he's probably about 6'8", but he does not have a head.
No.
So the
Wow.
glowing head portion kind of raises him to have like a stature of about 7.5 feet tall.
Okay. Okay, that changes what I was thinking. Okay, thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do Sacred Flame again. Sure.
Yep. And then to kind of give a bit more description, clad in black plate armor and massive black cape that's kind of tattered at the edges and is always seeming to move as if it were in like an unseen wind. Sacred Flame again. Damage.
Just 8.
Okay.
And then, as a bonus action, I am going to cast Sanctuary on myself.
Okay. Anything else?
I can't really move anywhere, so I'm just, yeah, that's it.
In between Sol and Ronnie, he will once again lunge. 2 of you can make opportunity attacks if you want.
I will not.
It has to be with a melee weapon, right?
Correct. Basically, what you
Yeah.
watch him do is he kind of steps to the side, and then his whole body kind of drags like a marionette to the rail, hops up onto it with both of his feet, and then slides across with like a metal being pushed across wood, almost like someone was like, carving wood, and then drops in front of Arya, and the blade kind of up in the air kind of strikes down towards her.
I don't have a melee weapon.
28 to hit will probably work. It's going to be a total of 24 damage. Do you have any resistances to necrotic damage?
No.
Okay, yeah, 24 damage.
Oh.
The blade, as it kind of strikes, kind of radiates with like a dark fire. Similar texturing to the red fire that the other Headless Knights had, but his is kind of like solid black. Okay, Ronnie, you're up.
Oh, jeez.
Pop him with some arrows.
Just, yeah, spin around.
One of them hits.
Yeah, the first one kind of slams into his back, and then he kind of spins the blade behind him and catches the second one. Yeah, he will take his 10 damage, though. Okay. Next up is Tremaine.
Okay. Yeah, man. So this space is too small for Tremaine to enter. Is that
You can
right?
enter it. Yeah, it's just a
Oh, I
situation
can.
where you could possibly get toppled off the boat. It is a
Right.
precarious space. It is a space you'll be kind of in a bit of a balancing act.
But can I get by Soul
You can
and
move through your allies, no problem.
move through my eyes of the problem? Okay. Yeah. Okay. And then I'm gonna swing.
Okay.
Oh, boy, I wish I could. I wanted to throw him overboard, but I just don't think I'm strong enough.
Okay.
Looks like one will
So
hit.
for the first attack, he's going to use his reaction to parry. He adds +7 to his armor class, giving him a 27 AC for the attack. So as you come towards him and bring your blade in, he just kind of raises his sword and kind of knocks yours up in the air, and it kind of disjoints, and you swing the second attack kind of just very flagrantly, kind of scratching across his armor and not damaging him at all.
Okay. As a reminder, he is sapped for his first attack.
No, you didn't hit him. You parried.
No, that was from the previous. No, I'm sorry. That was for the last one. Sorry.
Yeah,
sorry.
he already swung that attack.
Okay.
Yeah, he's swung several since then.
Swing at me.
Yeah.
So he
before-
would, as a free action, he would say, "You will die."
And in between your
Again,
turn and
again and
his,
again.
he looks at you and he says, "Flee." And I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
I get a +3 to my saving throw.
Correct. DC is 19.
DC is 19. Wisdom saving throw. Okay, there's the. That
Okay.
doesn't help.
during your turn, I'm just going to double check the wording on command.
Damn it.
Wait, yeah, protection.
What does
You get
that
a-
mean?
You get a second save. Roll again. You get advantage when you're saving through.
Oh, great. Thank you. Okay, wisdom save. Go.
I knew it. I fucking knew it. I fucking
God damn
knew
it.
it.
What is it with the eights?
Andy,
Don't. I don't want it. I don't. That's absolutely horrid.
Andy, you had one job.
So the target during your
To
next
click a
turn,
button?
during the next turn, Andy, the target spends its
Click a button.
turn moving away from me as the fastest method that you can get away from my creature. That is what
Yeah.
you're going to do.
Oh, damn it. But I could, but I wouldn't do something like jump off the boat, right?
You want to flee from the creature as quickly as you can. If you personally argue that the end of the boat is as far away as you can get, that's fine. But again, if you want to argue jumping off the boat is the fastest you can get away from them, that's fine too. That's up to
Hell
you.
no.
I just need you to make sure that whatever it is, you're going as far as you can and doing nothing else. It goes to its initiative as it kind of looks at Termaine's face, kind of like break under the command and like the fear kind of insert into his head. It turns around
Oh,
again.
is it?
It's not a fear effect. It doesn't have any penalties. It's
Not a
just,
fear effect.
it's just
Okay,
a
okay.
command. Again, the fear is
Okay.
probably just Termaine's response to realizing he has to follow the command and being absolutely annoyed by that because he wants to protect his friend.
Yeah.
Turns around, looks right at Arya. Blade comes back up into the air. Strike, strike. I'm pretty sure both of these hit. First one's going to do 29 points of damage. Are you still standing?
Down.
Okay. Then it's going to bring about the second attack and strike at Ronnie. So 25 to hit.
Yeah.
It's going to do a total of 21 damage.
Damn.
Arya, you are up.
You have the
I'm
bonus
down.
to your death saving throw, Arya.
What's my bonus?
Plus three.
Okay.
So you pass.
11.
You pass.
Yeah, that's not a failure. Soul, you're up.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You are no
So,
longer protected.
Getting into the weeds of some wording here, a magic action is not explicitly casting a spell,
Correct.
correct? Okay.
Correct.
Then
So you can't counter a magic action unless counterspell specifically says so, or the spell you're using specifically says so. What it does, why it's typed that way, is because magic resistance says it's against spells and magical effects. So magic action would be a magical effect.
I am just concerned about it being a spell or not because Sanctuary breaks if I cast a spell. So, since it will not, I will use that Spark of Divinity class feature to heal Arya for some amount of health here. Hold on. $11 back to Arya.
Okay. I'm going to do a bit of a retcon just because I feel like it's going to be kind of important. Ronnie, I hit you, and I also hit Arya. I would say that when I struck Arya, I kind of mentioned that it was like an upward downstroke, kind of cut into her. When he kind of brought the blade back towards you, Ronnie, you would notice that he was kind of sweeping the blade up and kind of with an upward stroke. But he kind of, in the midst of that, kind of turned the blade, almost as if like his weird spectral blade going into the boat or under the boat caused him like a moment of panic. That's something that you noticed, Ronnie, during the course of this fight. Soul, you're done?
Yeah.
Ronnie, you're up.
So he panicked when his sword went through?
So you
the
know how
boat?
like when I moved the sword through Termaine, it didn't actually like strike him. Like it's like this weird
Yeah,
ghost
it
sword.
like spectrally
Basically,
moved through the boat.
dropped Arya and then like kind of ducked down, kind of turned around and like brought the blade down in like an upwards like stroke. But instead of going straight down into the ground where the water would be, like he kind of twisted his arm and kind of moved it awkwardly instead. And you would have noticed this kind of hesitation to kind of move the blade into the water.
Can I try and push him into the water?
You can attempt to, but at current, it's kind of awkward. But yeah, if you want to make an athletics roll, contested against him, you certainly can. That would be your action to do so.
I don't like those odds. Club him to death with a magic pool noodle ore.
Go for it.
I'm just gonna shoot him instead.
No, you said you were doing the thing. I'm forcing it.
Okay, fine. What do I roll again?
Athletics. Okay.
15.
So you kind of like take the bow and just lunge forward and slam into his chest. Arya is kind of like on the ground, and Sol just cast her spell, like curing her, and she's like getting up, and so she's like in this very kind of like.
Well, I feel like she's like trying to like do like that.
Well, yeah. So Arya's on her knees and has her hands down, so she's like in a kind of like horse position, and this guy gets pushed so that the backs of his knees hit against Arya's frame. Arya, you're kind of like, oh, as this armored guy kind of slams into you, and he goes ass over tea kettle off the front of the ship. I rolled a 13.
Yeah, I get the impression that I was gonna say. I'm guessing John rolled really shitty, and that's why he was making you do it.
When he hits the water, his entire form vanishes. Whoosh. And as you're kind of like panicked and the boat is kind of steering towards the shore, I need, let's go with Sol. Roll a D100.
Oh, fuck.
Okay, Sol, go.
Yeah.
58.
So I have the athletics DC. If you're going to try and right the boat, go ahead and make your athletics check as a group to try and get it back on course. Otherwise, if you fail this specifically, the boat will run ashore. Okay, so 3 successes. So you managed to get the boat back on track. Sol, you are kind of like not very helpful, kind of panicking. Your oars in the water, and when you look back, you see the horse that was left on the side of the road there. The man is manifesting. It's like this weird kind of just like amalgam of dark shades kind of moving together and forming the body back. But the whole time there's like a figure of a man that's already seated on the horse. This kind of weird outline of a man. Bright glowing red eyes. Once the man manifests fully, head of course not present, he starts riding the horse alongside the waterway. But you folks manage to get the boat going quick enough that you're able to outpace him and keep distance. And after about another 30 or so minutes of you panicked rushing away, you get to a point in the waterway where there's a bit of calmness and the rider is well out of sight. What do you do?
Hell yeah.
Has Arya been healed?
Yes, I used
Nice. Okay.
a thing
Oof.
to get them back up.
What was
A
that
little
thing?
healing.
Just a little spark of divinity. Don't worry about it.
As a treat.
And I want that to be a lesson to you. Commit to the thing you say, even if it's dumb. just go with it. It's better that way. Because what if you win?
True. Fair.
Our
doubt.
tiny child just shoved Lord Soth into the river.
Courageously forward. It wasn't supposed to be Lord Soth.
Well, maybe next time he can manifest as something other than Lord Soth, now that he's reforming.
He's reformed.
Not enough, apparently.
No, Lord Soth will never be reformed. That guy is a piece of shit. But my guy's cool.
Yeah.
Never
being
know.
Toppled by a little elf girl.
It's all about leverage.
Caught him by surprise.
Too
Yeah.
top heavy.
I do like the prankster methodology, though. It's like, oh, look, Ari. Ha-ha! Perfect timing. Pranked, bro.
Got him.
Got him. So, boat continues on southward. What do you do?
Keep on battling.
Yeah, that. I was gonna say cry a little, but that's probably more efficient.
You
That's a
snatched
bonus
the words
action.
right out of my motherfucking mouth. I was gonna be like, cry?
That's a bonus action. It's fine.
So I think there's a little crying.
Yeah. As a treat.
I mean, Arya is very injured.
If you continue paddling full bore, you'd make it back to the bay, so right about here, by the
Oh,
time
thank God.
that you kind of start to actually get tired. I would say that it was definitely enough of a panicked rowing situation. I'm going to have everybody make a constitution saving throw, just because you were
no.
kind of trying to keep a good
It's
distance.
the not pee in your pants Constitution saving throw. Is that the one?
Correct.
18.
Oh boy.
So Ronnie reflexively is like, there's like this like
She just like flops onto the.
Tremaine as well.
there's this emotion that's kind of
Not-
building up in you of like success.
If it's
and
like-
victory.
I got a 10.
Well, if it's like the not like don't pee your pants roll, it's like Ronnie and Termaine are just like, let it flow, dude. Just let it
I
flow.
mean, Jermaine does have water affinity.
Well,
I got
the
a plus
main thing
zero.
about peeing is sometimes it's great, but sometimes it hurts. This
It
is
leaves
one
you
of those
exhausted.
second times, so yeah, it leaves you exhausted, right? So this will be one
Ouch.
level of exhaustion.
Ouch.
And I also got a +3 to the roll.
Yeah, 10's not
Oh,
sufficient.
so I'm at 2 levels of exhaustion. Hell yeah.
Correct.
18.
Why'd you roll twice?
You're a very tired little elf.
Andy, why'd you roll twice?
I thought you said I roll with advantage because of the water affinity thing. I'm sorry, I misunderstood.
No. Sorry, no.
That time I was shit posting. I'm sorry.
Oh,
No. Yeah, the effects of the water and the effects of
Right.
all of that have all been moderated into the bonus.
Okay.
text.
okay.
I'm sorry. It was a pee joke.
Yeah. But with that said, you are back here. So, how would you like to proceed?
Ronnie
Away.
just like flops onto the dock and just like lays there for a second.
Time to head back all the way.
Please. This place sucks.
You're home.
We're not from here. Just
Wow,
Here.
Soul. That's kind of
Yeah,
big in
and you
it.
know what else? Places can change while you're away.
Don't I know it?
Mm-hmm.
So, up on your feet and rushing back onto shore, you're heading around the tree and making your way to the gate. Is that fair to assume?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Shortly thereafter, you would manifest in the material plane once again. It's very draining for Termaine and Ronnie, not mechanically, just kind of like a kind of situation. It's like walking out of it's like coming back from Japan and entering into America. If you've ever done that, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
never
yeah.
been out of the country, bud.
More than fair. You will know in time. But Andy's with me.
Will
So
I?
It's of course you will. It's just shitty
You will.
sensation. You're just like, whoa, I don't even want to be back. But here you are, back in the forest south of Cardend. I know the map doesn't reflect that, but believe me, it's true.
Should we tell Mom?
I think. we
What?
should
Tell
start-
Mom about the shit show that we just experienced?
I mean,
Probably. Probably.
Yeah, and then show her the chest plate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so.
Because that's not normal.
Well, I think none of what we saw was really normal. Town was taken over by the Red Caps. There's creatures without heads.
Well, I mean, the red caps do happen.
But it was not supposed to be there though, right?
I mean, red caps aren't.
What you're saying they're
Or-
invasive?
Yeah.
Right,
They're
but
just
for a
kind of
whole town,
assholes.
but for a whole elven town to be
Right. That's
completely wiped clean and
right.
inhabited only by red caps, I can't
I mean, it was
imagine that that's
relatively
normal.
small of a town, but yeah, it is a little weird. There was also that knife.
Hmm.
And
knife.
Oh, the knife.
The zombie dry.
She'll
The
like reach
dryad.
into her pouch or her bag and be like, the knife's gone.
And you kind of hold
Wait,
the
what?
bag up and show that there's a hole perfectly kind of cut in the bottom that's about knife width and knife length.
Yeah. And she just like looks even more exhausted after
What?
finding that. Just like she's done.
So it just like ejected itself out of your pack.
The blade was so sharp when she laid it in the bag, it started to just fall its way through.
I mean, it's
Okay.
gone and there's a hole, and that's all I know.
Can't confirm. Was sharp.
I know you didn't experience that.
I'm sorry!
Everybody else got a little taste. Blade was sharp as fuck.
Fair.
There. Ouch.
Okay. Also, that squirrel necromancer.
And apparently there's more, according to the crab.
More squirrels.
And felonious crabs at that.
Felonious
Stealing
crabs.
food, running off, committing assault.
Falling in love with my husband.
Crab battle.
We should probably tell Mom about that too.
How?
Oh, about our engagement?
Yeah.
I'm
Well-
sure your pure-blooded elven mother will love that.
And she seemed nice. But I think we should head back to the keep first to rest, and perhaps see
Oh,
if Lord
please.
Alwyn can start sending messages to let people know
Agreed.
that we need to speak with them, or his attendants can.
All right. So if you make your way back to the keep, that's not a terribly hard, But
I assume I'm carrying Ronnie.
No, she can walk. She's just like, kind of like,
Dragging
Dragging
along
her
by the
feet.
cloak. Okay.
yeah. She's like dragging her feet as she walks.
it's a long walk. It's definitely very tiring. No levels of exhaustion are being added, though. It's just if you are exhausted, and you've ever, walked longer than you knew you should, that's what you're dealing with right now. It's like your feet, the shoes are just not sitting right. Your ankles are fucking messed up. Your whole body just feels like it's on fire, and you're like,
Like Gen Con Day 3.
It's Gen Con, or for the idiots who do Day 4, it's like that. Yeah.
Wow.
I'm calling everybody out.
Wait, I have a question.
Yeah.
A thought. What the fuck is this?
Oh, that was a symbol I drew. That was a note that you should have taken that I'm not gonna really reference now.
Oh, I have
Okay.
it.
Seems
I
like
thought
it's
it
been
was-
forever since
was-
we were here, by the way.
Yeah,
I
that's
have
true.
it.
Because you were down in the Hellmaw for quite a while, and then rescuing Brent's and Brent's parties, which was a fun time, by the way. I really enjoyed that.
So
was fun.
it is the symbol of like a safe spot, I think.
Nice.
It's a mark that if you see inside of the Hellmaw would designate a
Mhm.
place that's safe.
Conveniently,
Yeah.
we have never seen it once.
Well, we also haven't looked for it, so
Yeah.
You want a retroactive perception roll, though? Go ahead and everybody make one.
Hell yeah.
Oh, I'll be so
Yeah, we
tired.
sure as
Oh,
fuck
what is-
didn't see it.
oh my
Sleepy
god.
time, sleepy time.
Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
Sorry, hold on. 777. Bling! A
All
bunch of
right.
Bingo.
JK. Everybody gets inspiration. Oh, Jesus. All lucky sevens, baby.
I mean, I'd take it.
I'm throwing it out there.
Hell yeah!
But, yeah. Once back, Lord Alwyn is present. He kind of very worriedly kind of comes out into the main table space. Sorry,
Yeah.
excuse me, and would ask, how is everything in the Helma? There was no report that you had exited.
It was tough.
I want to make
Yeah,
sure
we
that
took the
we
gate out.
sorry, I just want to make sure we clarify something because I think there might be a point of chronological contention. I want to make sure it's clear. You exited the Helma. You came back to the keep. I had made sure to mention that Alwyn wasn't there.
Yep.
And then you did your 3 days downtime. He never showed back up. And then you left to go do this. And now he is here. Okay?
Okay.
I want to make sure that that is
You're
very clear.
saying that this is not the real Alan. He's been possessed by some sort of evil spirit, and we have to kill it now.
See, that's another thing. That's another thing that bugs me about TNT. It's always like, well, what monster is it? I know there's spats. It's a ghost. No, yeah, it is the real Lord Alwyn, but he's been gone so far as you can tell for 3 days as well.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we took a portal out. And you weren't here whenever we got back. Where have you been?
Well, I've been dealing with some matters of state. The Council of Lords have been requesting that I cede my land immediately to the Council due to a problem with the king.
Why?
Apparently, someone that I housed on behalf of your mother has caused great problems for the guardians of the Helma.
Who?
An individual that is known as Slayer. Your mother's
Slayer.
guardian.
Oh. But wait, not me, Slayer. The other Slayer.
Correct. There are currently 2 entities known as Slayer. There is the Slayer, which would be the unnamed, unknown entity that is of some sort of kind of spectral kind of nature that you have been associated with or tied to. And then there is just Slayer, who is apparently a adventurer and writer of treatises on monsters and other cultures.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I remember Slayer. What did Slayer do?
He was allowed into the Helma, and according to the kegs, attacked them when they were trying to rescue children on the 2nd level.
Isn't it?
Or not the kegs. Hold on. Let me double check. The fucking one with slippery, buttery Ken and fucking, you know the ones. Those assholes.
The ones we were trying to meet. Yeah.
That is the kegs. Okay.
With Cheeseman, Mickey, the drink, Harry, the Harryman,
My
Buttery
brain.
Ken.
Yeah, that's the one. But the one my brain went to the dwarves are the kegs, John. But no, they're the ale.
No, those are
That's
the Altos.
Right, they're still alcohol related.
Yeah.
Isn't it unusual for a single person to be allowed in as opposed to being part of a group?
You're not wrong. And that is something that the people who have been favorable to my perspective on the matter have tried to note. The problem, however, is that the individual who allowed him entry is the owner of the Helma.
So it's really his fault?
Lord, is that Lord Tefris?
Correct.
Yes. Okay, I remember that.
Forgive me if
And the Slayer had some sort of huge sword with draconic markings on it, if I remember correctly.
That's right.
Okay.
Forgive me if I'm maybe reading too much into things. As you know, before coming here, spent most of my time in the woods outside of town, but when we were in the Helmaw, I got the impression from the other groups that we came across that the other lords don't have a friendly opinion of you.
That seems to be becoming more and more true. The only individuals that are on the council that I think are favorable to me would be Sophia Greenbottle and Pranya, the ever-shifting.
Did you know that most of the other Lord Sworn have maps of the Helmaw?
I was made slightly aware. More information regarding that came when you coordinated with one of the guardians of Lord Blaze Hatchet.
Yes.
A lot has been kept from me, and like you, I am new to
From
this.
us.
This is not something that I've ever done. But the more and more I realize, the more and more I feel I may not be up to it.
It sounds like you're being set up.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
Or maybe we're being set up.
There is an option that I've considered. I have family in the north, in Old Heisrick. They are politically favored, but it is some great distance away, and it would not behoove me unless I were to go to them. The problem with that is if I leave, by right, Tefris could call the council and ask for a 2/3 vote to take my land and titles from me if I abandon them. However, I could give my rights and titles to my land to another and then leave. Or I could just stay and work through it. But with the help of the capital, with the help of my family there, I feel like I could more potently defend myself and my nobility here.
Do you have any kids?
I do not.
No.
I have never been wed. Unfortunately,
I mean, that doesn't mean that you can't have any kids.
well, I suppose that's true, but I guess a better way of saying it, which is a bit embarrassing, is I've never been with a woman.
That's okay.
Wow, Ronnie, that's
You see him kind of like, you know, a little downtrodden by that.
Oh,
is.
He-
I. Sorry, go ahead and do
Yeah.
whatever traumatic thing he was gonna.
He just looks saddened by that whole exchange. Despite
could be
Ronnie's
ace.
pluckiness. Again, you don't ask. If you don't ask, you
Yeah.
don't know. He just seems to be saddened by that whole aspect of dialogue.
It
But
is.
go ahead.
It isn't something that I like to use or bring up, but my father does work with the mayor, and I'm not sure if that would buy any time, and Lord Blaze Hatchet does owe us a favor.
The mayor's
in a way.
power is dependent on the conglomerate's concern with the town, and Pranya, as the Magier of the town, is already favorable to me. What little he can do to help me in this political scenario has already been employed. If I remain, I will have to continue to fight my battles with the lords. If you were to able to sway their lord sanctioned to become friendly to us, then perhaps their lord's opinion of me might change. I believe that is the reason why Lord Blaze Hatchet and Pranya the Ever-Shifting are so favorable to
And
me.
Everbottle, Green Bottle.
Oh, and Green
'Cause you
Bottle.
did mention Blaze Hatchet originally,
Blaze Hatchet is neutral.
not necessarily Cardin. Really,
He's not really a person who engages the politics too much. I'm sure if put to task, he would vote in my favor. Although I can't say for certain, as we have not treated too many times after our situation with the Shield Maiden.
Above the table, which lord are the ghosts of Tarn Keep with again?
The ghosts of Tarn Keep are with Pranya.
Okay, that makes sense. That's
Tarn Keep or Tarn Tower is basically where the conglomerate seat of power is located.
Well, we can try and make friends. I like friends.
Again,
But we also have some news for our mom, because we went
she
to the Feywild.
is due to return in 2 days, if you wish to wait her out. If you wish to seek her, I don't know how much pull I have to get you up the mountain, but I can certainly try.
Well, I guess we could wait, but um, it would be better, I think, for everyone. If we let them know what's going on, she'll pull the um chest plate that was probably like on the floor and then like plonk it onto the table.
In a
We found
very
this.
kind of like strange moment, he's kind of staring at it and going, "Huh," and then looks over to Soul. I'm so sorry. Uh, I didn't even think for a moment what this would do to you, and that this would still be relevant.
It's like they took over.
And you see his face genuinely like kind of cusp to the point of crying immediately, and he says, "I should go to the capital. I will get
What?
more political power there to help us and stop these other lords from
What
bothering."
did you mean just then?
And you see him kind of sniffle and kind of like rub his face, and he says, "I know of your history, Soul. I understand what happened with you in your younger years. I know because they tried to sway me into the cult. And for a time, several of my friends and others wished to engage with it to gain power. I was the one who called for the others, for the town, to rescue the children. The one who was able to tell them where to go. I never mentioned it to anybody, and I told those who knew not to bring it forward because I was ashamed. A moment of weakness in the light of Atavius. I'm so sorry.
Well, I suppose I still have you to thank then,
I don't deserve it.
however it got to that point.
I don't deserve it. I can do better. I can do better. I feel like if I am able to bring about my family and bring their eyes onto this matter, they would be able to help more greatly than anything I can do alone. If I were to leave, I would have to ask one of you to step up into my position and take control of the keep. However, if you wish for me to remain, I can send a letter. It won't be quick, but I could try and fight these battles over table if you're not up for it.
It does seem as if you going there to gather more allies would be the smarter option. Do you have a way of getting there quickly?
We have means. I will try and engage with Pranya and see if the portal's in the tower. can get me to Old High Street quickly or not.
We'll
However,
look around at the rest of the group. Like, who wants to volunteer?
he'd say, I feel that
I can't even
each
drink.
I feel that each one of you presents a boon in right and title. Each of you has a connection that could be beneficial. Tremaine, obviously your position as a member of the Bloody Sword, or the Rose Sword, would be a great honor, I think, to have as a steward of Lycoy Keep. Also, your birthright to your mother and father, great nobles of the Enclave to the north. Ronnie, besides the Rose Sword, everything that I've mentioned therein is a benefit to you. From my understanding, the Feywild's powers, the Archfey themselves, seem to look after you. You are young, but no younger than I. Well, in elvish years. No younger than I when I became a lord. Arya, you still have very close connections to the peoples of our town that reside in... Why is my brain not working? The name of the place is...
You are finally punished for all the proper nouns.
Where are the goddamn... Baby cat, do not attack me with your feet right now. I cannot be having that.
Your poop feet, no less.
Your poop.
Take necrotic damage.
Why'd you remind me about that?
Additional psychic damage.
The
They
name
stack.
of that section of town is Delgun, and I knew that the whole time.
Absolutely. Never doubted.
The people of Delgun, you still have connections to them. There are still people there that would take your word as someone of nobility, and see it as a boon. A connection between these two, perhaps. And Soul, you, despite some people having negative thoughts towards your lineage, are still the progeny of great heroes of this town. The only reason Cardend is still standing and the Denisotvans do not rule in this place is because of your great-great-grandmother. Wait, hold on. Balthic.
I think it was just, yeah. Great grandmother
Great, just one
and
great.
grandmother.
Got
because
it.
of cast, yeah.
Great-grandmother. Also, your grandmother was a great-grandmother, so maybe Balthic was a great-grandmother.
And I mean, that whole lineage from that side is a mess, so who knows, really?
Right. They're all great. And possibly grandmothers of a great or non-great variety.
Could we serve as a council?
Unfortunately, no. When it comes to lordship, the title is one and one alone. Of course, you would still be allowed into the Helma as a lord sanctioned, but your retinue would be a lord sanctioned. They would be yours to treat with. They could be members of your own council, but ultimately, none of you would be the point of the spear.
Ronnie, don't take this the wrong way.
It's
You're too young.
You. It's not you.
I don't even want it. I'm
Good,
too
good.
young.
You're not him.
Good, we agree. We're on the
not
same
him.
page.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Well, in the same way,
I just a baby.
I don't have the temperament. So, that leaves Soul and Tremaine. Soul has the attitude. Tremaine has the discipline.
Rock, paper, scissors.
My family
Tremaine would, if we're
has-
talking about this in the open, I'm sorry. Is it okay if I go, Tom?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. I feel like I best serve the group by being out front as a protector. I would want to be able to do that. I'm not sure I'd be able to do that in that role.
I think both of us have an advantage that we bring to the situation. My family, for better or for worse, has quite a connection to this land specifically and the city. But yeah, also massive charisma scores. Absolutely. just
Yeah, and we're both
huge
smoking
drawing
hot.
charisma, yeah. But also your lineage and connections from outside would be beneficial, but if you don't wish to be tethered to the town and that responsibility, I suppose again my family has a connection to the keep.
Well,
Tremaine
I
said
vote for you.
it's settled then.
It's Arya.
Perfect. It's actually
I'll
wait,
just point
no,
at Arya.
it's
You're the
Duchess.
one.
It's Duchess. leaving the titles to the small owlbear outside.
Love it.
That's just the owlbear.
She's not very small, but
Going from Duchess to Queen.
as she should.
She's a bit bigger now, actually.
I was gonna say that Ronnie should go hang out with Duchess to
We
feel
are
better
getting into
afterwards,
the
but
second month of the game, so
I
we got her
mean,
pretty early on.
she will go say hi and give her
Sure.
pets and treats.
Yeah, she'll eat them.
Yeah.
So, Sol is the lord of Lykoi Keep. Is that what we're finalizing on?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so.
Alwyn would spend some time in his offices drafting information. Ultimately, he would come out and sit down with Sol, and they would have a kind of very boring bureaucratic moment where titles are being transferred. You're
I've
signing
become
paper.
important at work and it's ruining my life.
Just like in real life.
Yay!
Ultimately, he would sign everything with you, and he would then pull off his signet ring and hand it to you.
Oh, fancy.
We'll
Really process.
keep it safe until you return with your family.
Of course. I will make it as quick as I can. I cannot promise that it will be a short matter. If it is short, I assume it will probably still be about a month's time before I'm able to coordinate and make any kind of substantive change. So, with that being said, I'm going to make my way tonight. When the Lords call upon the keep, Sol, you will be the one who is brought to their attention. I will leave everything here for you to prove you are the steward of Lykoi Keep in this time. I'm hopeful that our initial mission continues, that we continue to bring safety, justice, and light to Cardend, to the Helmaw, to the areas around. And I still maintain that charge for you, despite your change in title. Thank you. Again, what I feel I've done in my past, I don't think would be something you should ever forgive. My proximity to most of the follies of this town's ruling class, which linger even still to today. I foolishly and youthfully participated in them. But we will make this right.
Created the rescue. That is more than most.
We will make this right. I will gain the influence of my family. My father is a magier in the old High Strike school, and I will work diligently to ensure that we have some backing here. And then he'll kind of wordlessly kind of just go to his room and start preparing for travel. I can't see what you type because there's a cat in the way.
I have an above the table question.
Fire away.
Is Soul's family part of the ruling elite in this community?
Fuck no.
Oh, okay.
His dad works for the conglomerate.
Wait, Soul's dad?
But you don't know that in character yet, so.
Oh, okay.
You
So-
said left. Wait,
I think
no,
it's
they
been
do. It's been mentioned.
it's been it's been mentioned. Not
Wait, but the conglomerate is the ruling elite.
No.
No, no.
Incorrect.
They're just really cool wizards.
the mayor
Conglomerate are
is
like
with the conglomerate, but it's not like how it used to be where they run.
the conglomerate's like
Everything.
wizard cops.
Yeah. So I am the child of basically space cops and wizard cops right now. I am the most cop possible, which is real unfortunate.
I am the most cop possible.
Thank you. Thank you for showing us the child. That is, I feel that.
His face
I
is
can't-
squished up.
I
Look
can't
at that.
see. I can't see shit. For the viewers that don't exist, we're just gonna go ahead and post that up instead of whatever. Overlink. Cool.
I mean, I think that's still pretty powerful.
Thank you, viewer.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hell yeah. Yeah. I mean, there are connections, and the matriarchal side having a long storied history in the town probably gives some other credibility, but they have generally been on the outskirts of the town as opposed to in the towers.
So kind of like marginally influencing things, but not really like
Well
part of
known
the.
and probably respected, but not like
Okay.
necessarily part of the gears outside of Soul's father
Mm.
working with the mayor.
And Alwyn, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
Alwyn is basically saying like the ruling class of the town has really fucked things up, and he's been a part of that.
Yeah, and let's focus on the lords that we've discussed kind of a couple times in the past, but I want to kind of more narrowly kind of focus on him. Alwyn
Okay.
Tremere is the lord of Lyquake Keep. He has like
Mhm.
pretty decent sizable plot of land outside.
Not
of the
anymore.
town. Now currently Soul is the controller of that. In the Stout Woods, there is the Lord Balgar Blaze Hatchet, who rules from his seat of power in the Stone Tooth, or a large mountain kind of right in the middle of the Stout Woods. We've met him, we've talked to him. There is the Lord of Delgun, which is Kriston Percacy, who is not the ruler of Delgun. He is just a lord that acts as the ambassador for the assorted peoples of Delgun. His crew is the Vofley crew, which are the ones that are either ahead of you or behind you at all times. Then there's Jorkin Varpos, whose crew is the Flame Eaters. You've met some of the Flame Eaters before. Specifically the ones that were inside of the library at the Hellmaw, or the Hellgate, who were kind of doing their studies. There's the Lord Larengar Terranath, who is a lord in town, in Midtown. He has the Silver Fangs. Excuse me, the Silver Fangs as his adventuring crew, his lord sanctioned. Pranya the Ever Shifting is the lord at Tarn Keep, or Tarn Tower, depends on who you're asking. And then again, his crew is the Ghosts of Tarn Keep, who you've met.
Who we are friendly with except for Cutter, because fuck that guy.
Cutter's okay. Kind of a dick, but yeah, sure. But we definitely love Rex. Rex is the best.
Yeah.
There's Rabdos Bearwald, who sits in Fort Fullux. Fort Fullux is a tower and fortification that has airship components kind of attached all throughout it. It moves from place to place. It currently resides in Midtown. And Rabdos Bearwald's individuals are the Hounds of Fullux. I don't think you've met any of them yet, or you have, and I don't recall. There's Rasan Abazuth, who is a merchant, but is considered of such a height in his merchantdom that he is a lord and a member of the council. He resides in Marshtown, and his agents are the Kegs, Buttery Ken, Harryman, all those.
We did meet him. He's the very flamboyant tiefling, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sophia Greenbottle is a lord that's position in the town, or location rather, in the town, is an interesting one. Technically she resides in Midtown, but technically her property is nowhere near it. She is the owner and proprietor of Forester's Ham, which is to the north. There's a lot of lumbering that's kind of done up that way, and also a lot of gathering. A lot of the materials that are utilized in her baking are kind of wild materials that are kind of extracted from the north. And then the Companions of Gemwich are her crew. Then above all, there's Tefris. Tefris is an individual who purchased the land out from under the conglomerate, who took control of it during the Wizards' War. And the reason why he was able to do this is because the conglomerate does not want to rule anywhere. They simply wish to adjudicate the law. So Tefris was able to purchase the land very, very quickly. And some say he bought the Helmaw before it was like seen as a kind of profitable situation. Some say he purchased it after, knowing full well what was within. Wondrous strangeness of the dungeon that manifested. Tefris has no lord sanctioned. Instead, he is an individual who can choose an unsanctioned party and allow them to enter at his own whim. Such individuals who have been allowed entry that you would know about just on history, this would mainly be for Sol and Arya. John Caramel, who is kind of the reporter for the Watch, along with Ron Waffle. Raleigh Valentine, who is, I don't have the notes for her, but that would be a name you would know, and that's about it. And then apparently
And
Slayer.
Yeah.
Any questions
Which
about how
apparently was a bad choice.
Again, maybe. You talked to Slayer. Slayer didn't seem like a psychopath. Seemed pretty on the level. Yeah. Him trying to stop people from rescuing kids seems like there's a clash of interests here. There might be more to the story.
And perhaps he was concerned that they had already been influenced by the cult.
Who knows?
Or maybe...
Not that that has ever happened. Uh-oh.
Glove. Any questions about how the lords operate?
How many was that total?
For the lords?
Yeah.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 total, plus Tefris. So 10, including Tefris. You would know, just to kind of give you an idea of the politics behind, when it comes to a vote, the 9 vote, if there's ever a kind of trichotomy or a situation where vote is not readily kind of tangible as a kind of one way or the other, Tefris will weigh in. But
And
the
most
Teffer's,
tiebreaker.
decisions are reached by simple majority then.
yeah, because 5-4, right?
Mm.
But in some instances, there will be a person who will abstain, or in some instances, there will be more options than simple dichotomies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When the rules don't work as intended, Tefris is allowed to interject.
On our so back in that room or in the hall where we're having this conversation, Arya would say, "Well, Stoll, you have this title. I wonder if you would tolerate or accept for us here at Lycoy Keep to decide things together,
Of course.
all of us."
One thing I want to point
No,
out.
I'm a landlord now. Eat shit. No, sorry.
One thing I want to point out that you folks may not have been thinking about is caps. How many Lord sanctioned
Yeah.
is a Lord supposed to be allowed to have maximum? A Lord can enter into the Mahelmaw at their whim. So far as you understand it, none of them do, but you can be the exception. But what I want to make sure I'm kind of putting out here that's very, very clear is that if you wish to have a fifth, that is now a thing that can happen.
Mm.
Oh.
Not as a
Above the
player.
table.
Not as a player.
Even as a special guest?
Yeah, so when we
Yeah,
get
so
to
I was
that point, that is an opportunity, but there needs to be a very specific reason for entry. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I don't like giving the patron guests like too much to think about.
Okay.
It's mostly just
And then-
here's an NPC, and we're doing this one thing. Do it. That is it. Get out of my life.
I got you.
I've been a lord for 10 minutes and I am already open to bribing. Just if there are viewers and they want to go into the helm.
we have two viewers now. Oh, Fatal
That's
Red Fox.
that's
Is that
That's
Foxen?
Foxen, yeah.
Boxen.
Boxen!
Hi, Boxen.
Hey, Tyler.
Hi, Tyler.
No, we're down to one viewer again.
I guess that's the one we're doing. That's the patron guest.
So, I have noticed just because I know the trends on a couple of people that I follow, like other channels that I follow, and they are like significantly under the normal amount of viewers that they
Oh, I don't-
typically have.
I
So I
don't
think
care.
that there's an issue with the Twitch, like
I don't care.
reading how many viewers there are. I'm just
Yeah.
saying that like it's reading one viewer, but I think
Yeah.
that obviously we have more because
Sure.
even just like
I'm watching.
Andy and
You're
I are
watching. Yeah, yeah.
I'm not.
and then Foxen's there, so there's at least 3. But
Yeah.
I'm following other people who
It just jumped to 4. So
regularly are over 50, and
It's
they're
like, ah,
currently at
shit,
12.
Liz figured it out.
I mean,
Gotta get it back together.
you do you, Tyler. It's totally chill. I'm not I don't care. It's no big deal. If you want to, absolutely. I just want to focus back up. So as the new Lord of Lycoy Keep, and as the new Lord sanctioned of a steward of Lycoy Keep, Alwyn is basically preparing himself to leave. What is your desired next move?
So while they were doing all that little like politics stuff, Ronnie was writing a letter, 2 letters actually, one to her mom to hopefully get there, either as she's coming down from the mountain, before she comes down from the mountain, and then one to Muriel telling them about the visit to the Feywild.
Okay. Yeah. So you could just walk the one from Illuriel right over to her.
Yeah. The other one she'll send in
that's got to
the
go up the
messenger.
mountain. Okay. Absolutely fine.
Okay. Great.
Yeah. you kind of explain to Maluriel what you've seen. Do you want to do that engagement?
Sure.
Okay. Do you want to take anybody with you?
Does anyone want to go?
So you'd see Tremaine walk out of the larder. He's got a chicken leg and a hunk of cheese and some bread, and he goes straight to his room and closes the door.
Okay.
Wait, and you're going where? To your mom?
No,
Maluriel,
No,
Malorial is
Malurial.
she's the I
priestess
guess it's
of
a priestess.
the
Yeah.
goddess Aria.
Yeah. I mean, I would. Arya would definitely escort you to go to the temple for sure.
Well, it's more of a shrine, but I might have said
To the
temple.
shrine.
And
I
you would be familiar with this,
don't think
Aria.
Soul would want to go, right?
I believe
They're
you
kind of
moonlighted.
anti-religion.
I mean, might want to get out of this building now that I've got fucking responsibilities, but
I mean, you can come with us.
I feel like I probably have papers that I've got to sign
No,
12 copies of.
you kind of
Ew.
get understanding.
Come on,
It's
girl.
like-
Let's go worship.
It's mostly just fearing it. Like, if you ask Alwyn before he leaves, he would basically say, it's mostly just dreading and fearing the moments where I have to talk to people. The paperwork kind of handles itself.
Feel that.
So Alwyn is just John.
I mean, he did send us the letters.
He did send us the letters.
I mean, right. Anyway, so you arrive at the shrine, and Maluriel would see you approaching if you came with Arya and yourself, and she would say, Veronica, welcome.
Baby. Hi.
Arya, long time no see.
Percy.
Is your brother all right? She would say to Ronnie.
Yeah, he's fine. He's back home. Well,
Good.
not home, but at
He's
the
eating
keep.
chicken.
Yeah, he didn't want to come.
Met with me not long ago. I seem to notice that he had some sort of tension in him, some sort of stress that I couldn't help him with. I'm just hoping that he's all right.
He seems okay right now.
Way to violate HIPAA, but okay.
HIPAA doesn't exist in a fantasy world, and
Oh, sorry. That was out of character.
actually, he didn't pay me or schedule an appointment, so that's kind of his fault if you think about it.
Fair.
Wow.
Hilarious. I mean, I do have something really important to tell you, though.
Of course.
I started writing you a letter, but then I realized I could just bring it to you. I went to almost Einkrad.
You went to
We got the gate open.
the southern gate?
Yes.
Of course. That would have taken a great feat of power. I applaud you.
A
In your
staff
resourcefulness.
of power.
Amazing. I've heard of them, but I've never seen one in person. I, again, applaud you on your resourcefulness in acquiring one.
Well, it wasn't me, it was Soul, but
I don't know
I
who
guess
that is.
I kind of helped. It's okay. They don't want to come up here. It's fine. They have paperwork or something.
Well, I will say it's not for everyone. As everything is perfectly tranquil, the waterfalls are perfectly it's like, oh man, I could fall asleep here.
Yeah.
It's not for everyone.
Some people don't like to relax.
Some people hate it.
But yeah, things aren't right there. And it's not blight, but it's definitely a different kind of blight.
I have sensed it. I understand the problems are deep in Einkarad. The central tree is being maligned in some way, and I cannot tell for certain what that means.
Do you know anything about the betrayer?
I am well aware of Sen. Backbiter.
I think it's Sen who's taken over the tree.
Interesting indeed.
There were headless elves, and she'll pull the chest plate out of her bag and set it down in front.
She looks it over.
They were wearing these, and then they had helmets, but those flew off. But they were marked with it too.
Soul, this individual you speak of. The name now rings a bell. Do they have a mark on their hand?
I think I've seen
Yes.
it. Yeah, they were. As I understand it, they were taken as a kid, and that's not their fault.
So it
So
would seem that's where the cult of Duran would have gone. Interesting.
is it free?
It would seem that their power structure must have changed. But the Headless cult was one we dealt with some time ago, decade or more. Soul was one of the individuals taken.
The
I believe.
children, yes.
Children are themselves individuals. I understand that you lingering about with humans has probably changed the way that you elucidate what you're thinking, but again, I am not wrong, nor are you. No argument is required. It is unfortunate that this matter is still present. And if they are lingering in Einkarad, I presume that they have great defenses.
Yeah. They don't like water, though.
I suppose they
Or at
wouldn't.
least they like froze everything, and it was really weird. Very cold.
An interesting technique to deal with a problem. The waters of the Feywild are more vibrant and more potent than the waters here. This very spring, however, wells from the Feywild itself. The waters here are rejuvenating. It is why such healing can be performed here under the light of the goddess. Of course, that would not behoove those who wish to twist the law of death. The cult of the Headless. They manipulate life with death. A part of the body is invigorated by this necropotent power, while sacrificing their individuality, their personage, and giving themselves over to whatever demon they seemed to worship at the time.
Is there a way that we can, like, how did they get defeated before? Can we defeat them again? I
A
mean, I guess
number
we
of
can.
town folk, myself included, were given the location. I can't for say tell you, or do I think I know, as I come to try and reflect on it, who told us where the location was.
Was it Lord Alwyn?
I don't know for sure, but that would make sense.
He mentioned something about it.
Well, he never tried to seek credit for it in the public forum.
Oh, he doesn't want it, trust me.
Well, I suppose I won't look into it since he wished for it to be obscure. But as I understand it, the group that was assembled had great heroes amongst their number. Blathild was the one leading the charge, great hero of the Wizard's War. She wasn't exactly in her prime, but the axe still cut. I did not lead. I stayed back and was prepared to heal those that might be wounded in the scuffle. But from what I understand, they defeated the members of the cult that resided within. Several of the children that were present inside that were taken by the cult were fine, but shaken deeply. And Soul, I believe, was among their number. The children in question were all marked. Their hands were marked with the symbol of judgment.
Are those children still around?
I'll be honest, I don't remember all of their names. The only reason Soul even came up in my memory is because you mentioned it.
That's fair.
Suppose I could do some reflection, but I don't know. I think there were 3 others.
4 total? That sounds familiar.
If memory serves. It could have been more, or perhaps less.
It's alright. I just want to yield the area. It just didn't feel right. But we did get the gate open.
Well, I suppose I'll make a visit back that way to investigate it. Were there any untoward matters on the opposite side of the gate that one might be concerned about?
Well, the fishing village right outside the southern tree, it had been attacked by redcaps, and there was nobody left.
She kind of pauses you by raising her hand. She says, I'm sorry. The southern tree was the town at its base was red caps.
Yeah, there were about 7,
Less-
but we only got to kill 6 of them.
That's less than an hour's walk from the gate of rock. She kind of places her hand on her head. Well,
Cap invasion.
I suppose I'll have to treat with some of the guard and some of the lords to see if I can't convince some to watch over the gate now in its current state. Unless you're willing to do so.
Oh, and there's more.
Yeah.
The dryad of the tree had been killed and corrupted by a necromancer.
It was a squirrel.
I know, it's stupid, but that's what happened.
The Sharad?
I'm sorry?
The Sharad are a people. They are the squirrel folk.
Yes, necromantic squirrel.
Well, again,
Well, there was one, but
some of their
a
arts.
crep said that there were probably multiple.
Well, yes, there are definitely multiple. There's an entire society of them. They lived in the Western Tree. But the Western Tree fell right before the gates shut themselves away. It was said that it was because of blight that the tree fell. Blight that was left untreated from the beginnings of the Wizard's War. Undetected, mind you. Even by the powerful mages brought in by the guardians of that place.
Can you repeat the name of the squirrel people?
Sharad. Sharad.
Well, one of them was a necromancer, and it was controlling the corpse of a dryad.
Tremaine has the heart of the dryad, so it's safe.
You do not have it here. She kind of. There might be something I could have done with it, but if
I mean, I could go get it for you.
of course, that's if you wish to. Make a insight check, Arya. 12. Something is off about the way she said that. Like, it's almost like she's trying to kind of coyly or meekly seem like she doesn't want the Dryad heart. And it's kind of like, I don't know why. Like, again, you've worked with her before. Like, you know Maluriel. But there's something about the way she said it that kind of like, what? Kind of vibes aren't great there.
Okay. I clock it, and then I keep it to myself for now.
Keep it secret, keep it safe.
Do you have any other words? Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
So, I believe that they are doing a survey coming down from the mountain in 2 days.
Oh, the elves in the kingdom. Okay.
Yes. Should we be there when they do that?
You should be wherever you feel the provider is guiding you to, my child.
Then yes, probably.
Anything else you want to interject with Maluriel?
I think that's it. Okay. I think we covered our bases.
When you exit out of the shrine area and start making your way back to like Red Hill and back up the road, on the road, you would see a figure kind of walking in your direction. And as it gets closer, Arya, you recognize it as the form that Granny took when she was at the fair.
Right.
Do you want to dive into the bushes and try and hide, or do you want to continue your...
I don't think I can hide from this woman.
You can try. I mean, I didn't say you couldn't try.
I won't try.
Okay. So this would be kind of happening... I would say it would be happening like up Red Mill Hill, kind of closer to Little Lane. I'm going to show you kind of the atmosphere of where you're at. I think I have the exact spot for some reason on location. Can I recall it quickly? That's a different story. Oh wait, nailed it.
I believe in you.
So this is basically the place that you are meeting her.
Crossroads.
At that crossroads.
Cute.
Perfect.
And she would stop out in front of you. Arya! It's been so long since we've seen one another. Who's your friend?
Grandmother, this is my fellow Lord Sanction.
Hi, I'm Ronnie.
She would creepily move over to Ronnie and kind of like give you like a very close like look and inspection, and she would reach up to kind of grab at your face. Would you let her, or would you like pull away?
She'd let her, but kind of like...
Yeah, she's doing a grandma thing where she's like, you know, like playing with your cheeks and checking like skin intensity for whatever reason. Grandmas do that, and then she's like very
just kind of like...
She's very kind of like clearly like pecking at your hair and like looking at your eyes. And for Ari, it's like, okay. And And she would
Grandma,
say,
that's enough.
"Is this?"
She's just being very polite.
And she would say, as she kind of like backs away and says, "Is this the replacement, or have you not yet found one?"
Ronnie is not a suitable replacement.
She smells fine to
rude.
me.
She's still a child.
We just need a vessel. It wouldn't be the first child that has become a queen. So, you wish to protect this one for me then?
I'm working on finding a vessel, grandmother.
Your will contest. Fine. But I've been listening and paying attention. You have stepped beyond the veil. You have entered into the ethereal. Tell me, what did you do there?
Honestly, grandmother, it's a mess.
Yes,
There's
but something very, very potent came back with you, right?
what do you mean?
You know what I mean. If you won't let me have this child, then let me at least grow a frame, a form. Something potent, something purely fey, something that can be twisted and corrupted with no real malice to a soul, because it doesn't have one, it's a fucking tree.
Are you talking about a dryad?
Silence,
Already-
child. Grown-ups are talking. You have it. I know you have it.
Honestly, Ronnie, you don't want to get involved in this. And grandmother, there's other authorities vying for the Briarheart.
We need a third. You do not understand how desperate we are right now. The power is waning. Our link to this potency is failing. I need a third seat at the table. If we do not have it soon, our eyes will fall out of our faces. Little more than ruin.
Ronnie just like went on a mind journey.
She's saying a lot of words, and whoa.
And then she remembers hags.
Mm.
And then she's like, oh.
Almost as a funny bit, though, because the way you said that, there's this moment when you kind of like have this revelation that sight changes for you. Arya remains the same, but the woman she is now speaking to is in her actual, visibly horrific form.
Yeah.
And you would see her as truly grandmother.
Yeah.
And hopefully I can get that posted
Let me see.
relatively quick. Yeah, there we go.
I remember.
Oh
Yeah.
man. Holy.
Granny Gristlegut.
She would kind of like
Wow.
extend her finger out, which seems like supernaturally long to Ronnie looking at the side. Like it's the length of like Termaine's blade. And she kind of like presses her fingernail against Arya's stomach. And looking you dead in your eyes, she says, "You have 1/6 day. If I do not have a third, your power," and then she taps against your gut,
Granny.
and the most sick you've ever felt is now, like in your
Yeah.
entire life, and then it's
Yeah.
gone. Like it's just it's like your whole stomach like twists, and then it's like, oh,
Does that have to do with the eyeball that Arya swallowed?
maybe.
Okay.
And then she says, "We'll be gone, and you'll be nothing more than what you were before you consumed. I understand that you may feel protective of this one, but she's sufficient. She's got the right scent to her. Obviously, Archfair interested in her. Why can't we be? If you have the heart, I'll take it. I suppose this one might have siblings. Are they female?
No, I have a brother.
Of course. she just kind of spits.
Girl, yes, I know.
He does get
Same.
stinky sometimes.
Filth.
I'll have someone before the 6th day.
If you see any other hags, it would make it quicker, and we might be able to recover from our losses if the time isn't sufficient. But you have a
There
6th
was
day.
one in the Helma.
What
She was
that?
mean though.
What was her name? What was her name?
She didn't tell us.
She kind of like immediately is upon you, and like the face is just all you can see, and her hands are like right here along the side of your head without touching. What was her name? And you can actually
She
feel
didn't
her
tell us.
probing your brain. I need a wisdom saving throw.
Oh God.
And I know,
Ooh,
I,
this is-
I know,
wow.
as a DM, you're not lying.
Yeah.
She doesn't. So
0.
yeah, you feel her like
Technically
literally.
a
Like,
negative
Wow.
1, actually.
the best way to describe this is like you're looking at her face and you're kind of like closing your eyes trying to think of something else, right? And as you're thinking of that something else, like let's just say it's like, oh, this wonderful moment between me and Termaine, go to my happy place.
Comforters.
For whatever reason, she's there. Like she's just like whoop, just like a balloon appears in that memory, and she's just like, no, and she just starts breaking everything.
I've
as she
seen
just
that movie.
storms through your mind space. Like all your
Wow.
memories immediately now have this very massive hag just burrowing through it, and she's like, and then she kind of throws her hands and backs away.
Granny.
I'm sorry. And you're kind of like, oh, like left devastated by the whole affair. And she kind of looks
Yeah.
over at Arya. Who is this hag? Did you treat with her? Did you talk to her at all?
No, we don't know her name. She was
She
isolated in the
mean.
Helm. In the
Ronnie's
Helm.
like crying a little.
She would look over at Ronnie and she says, "Not entirely worthless. We know that she's a night hag, though. That is power. That is true power. That would twist our circle into a maelstrom. If I were to have her in our coven, we could do anything, and we would have access to the helm, our child. If you truly wish for this power to continue, Arya, you need to look great. You need to look towards greatness. If I had a dryad seed, that would be great. That would be good. It'd be better than what we're currently doing with scraps. This one is fine. You're probably right, though. Not worth it. Not enough meat on her bones. Maybe start feeding her something, you know.
I don't feel fine.
Oh.
Child.
I wouldn't want to tempt you to. I wouldn't want you to tempt you into actually eating my fellow Lord sanctioned grandmother. So let me just find you a different one.
Fair enough. You say Lord Sanctioned. Are there any other elves amongst maybe the other lords? Or perhaps maybe a tiefling or something that we could draw to our power?
A nice Chianti.
Ensafava bean.
Let
A little
me
corpse blossom.
do the research.
I love me some
You know,
bubbles.
You'll know, I guess, when someone partakes of the
Good.
grape.
If you have the heart, simply break it open, stuff the eye into it, and reseal the seed. It will grow into what we need. If only
Okay.
you could have found a dragon. She shakes her head. And then she'll kind of wipe her hand like over her face, and her body goes back to being the normal, like, person-sized individual that you saw in the lead-up, Ronnie. And it's just kind of like you can't unsee it, but like for now, I guess it's kind
Yeah.
of fine. But she'll just start walking down the road the way she was going, which appears to be southbound towards the shrine of the of Halloween.
I'm sorry you had to meet my grandmother this way.
She's not
She's
very
not really my
nice.
grandmother. She's not
Very
very nice.
nice.
I figured she wasn't actually your grandmother. She's not very grandmotherly.
I wouldn't let her eat you.
Thanks.
You're just gonna starve you out. You need skin and bones only.
No more apple fritters.
Just starts knocking the treats out of her hand. The heck? The heck?
Ah! It's a good thing she can't have nightmare. Well, I guess she could, but
Yeah,
We
can
can't
do
after one will save.
Prayers.
oh god.
Yeah.
So I mean, if we return to the keep and Tremaine and Sol are around, I mean,
Mhm.
Arya would share
Tremaine
everything
would
that
be cleaned
happened.
up. Really? You'd share everything?
Yeah, I mean, we're Arya trusts you fully.
You
And
mean to
we already
sacrifice
know.
another?
No, I don't. I'm trying to break free um from this. You know, I didn't enter into this relationship truly willingly. I had to do it or die. And I couldn't die in that moment. I am trying to find a way to get free. So we're not going to give her the Briarheart.
No, we're not.
We're not going to give her Roddy.
No.
And I'm not going into the Helmaw to court a night hag. So,
She was mean anyway. Why did she want her?
well, imagine how powerful two evil, powerful crones could be.
I feel like they would bicker a lot.
Did you say
But
2?
if that's
Bitch, I count
Like
3.
squeeze me.
Bitch,
Three.
I
They want
count
Squeeze
three.
me. I'm
And
a medium powered crone, okay?
Yeah, let's
I
and
feel
make
like
sure.
you're doubting yourself, but okay.
Wow, my imposter syndrome.
Crone isn't an age thing; it's a state of being. I mean, Arya's like 20
Fair,
something, but you know what?
can
fair.
we get a cleric to help you?
Excuse me?
You want to be freed.
I've been a cleric. There's nothing a cleric can do. I mean, I haven't been a cleric, but I've been an acolyte to, the ways of Halloween. There's no what well, what the fuck is the Halloween gonna do? Nothing.
I've never met her.
Exactly. The only way for me to get out of this is probably by jumping into another
Pact.
pact.
That was
Hmm.
really
Wouldn't su-
strange. Go ahead.
I wouldn't suggest that dragon.
He was
No dragons.
also really mean.
There's a really kind woman, Maya, who had a really motivating kind of speech about freedom. I'm trying to see if I can't get a hold of her. Hopefully I can do it within the next 6 days.
A pact with. Pact with what? What?
I don't know yet. I have to go meet them.
There's nothing that the Oracle that has come along with us can do.
There is an idea, something that I've certainly never heard of. Being my own patron.
Hmm.
I don't know what
That
that would
sounds
look
really
like.
cool.
I know, but I don't know where I would even begin.
Does Maya know?
That's what I aim to find out.
Well, we should find her. Does she live close?
She's in the region. I'm working on connecting with her.
You said
Mm.
you told the grandmother that you have a 6-day left to find a
She
suitable
told me
replacement.
I have a 6-day.
So are you keeping that? What happens if you don't keep that schedule?
I think she will withdraw, and I may lose the power that I have accumulated.
It kind of sounded like both of you were going to lose the powers.
She might too, but remember, she is a hag, so she has powers independent of me.
But this wouldn't kill you, would it, if those powers were withdrawn?
I don't think so. She
Would it,
didn't say. She
would it
didn't
be
say
worth
it
it?
would.
Would it be worth it?
Arya, real quick, make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh,
Well,
Something about the way that Termaine asked that. Will you survive? Will you die because of this? You responded in kind of a way that was, yeah, you don't know. You don't think
Mhm.
so. But when you think about it after kind of like that, knee jerk response,
Mhm.
your brain kind of feels really weirded out by that question. And your gut turns again. And you're not sure.
I only ask because I wonder if that would be a trade-off to give you your freedom, a worthwhile trade. We would rather keep you around.
What do you mean? What would the trade be?
It would be giving up the power of the hag for your life, for your freedom, right? If you don't go along with what the hag says, you say that Granny will withdraw the power from you. If you survive that, you'd be without power, but you'd be free, free of the hag's influence.
As a young acolyte with a single spell, just expended in a moment, for a minute, I saw most of the people that I have ever known and cared for gutted, beheaded, drowned, poisoned, eviscerated, and cannibalized. I survived somehow. I will never go back to being that powerless. I would rather die.
But aren't there other ways of power? Ways that will not take so much from you in other respects? Will require you to sacrifice others?
I won't sacrifice someone else.
From what you describe of that creature, it feels to me as if it's evil. But I know that you are good. I've seen it.
You don't know what I've had to do to survive. I
I know what you've shown me.
I don't want to show you what I have had to do to survive because it is evil.
Well, you're here now amongst friends, and you can change.
I have changed.
Right.
I'm just letting you know that I would rather die than go back to be Tisharia of the Omen Vigil. A kid who watched her entire, nearly her entire tribe perish in a swamp. So, I'm doing everything I can for now to get free and to not be powerless.
I'm sure you
But I
are.
would rather die than to be that again.
Some of us don't get to choose where the power comes from, only how we use it, but sounds like that is a tough question for you right now on both sides.
Exactly. So, thank you. Also, we gotta be careful with how much apple fritters we feed Ronnie. If she gets too plump, she may be a temptation for the hag.
She wants to eat me.
John, immediately, like Tremaine would think, does he have another ring of warding that he could use?
So unfortunately, I don't believe you can have two instances of the ring or the warding spell at once.
Oh, are you gonna really gonna put a ring on your sister? Cringy.
Said you were
I
from the
couldn't
north,
have
but apparently you're south of something.
Jesus.
what?
South of the Mason Halloween line.
You
Yeah,
heard
yeah,
what I
yeah.
said. You heard what I
So,
said.
so what you're saying is that like there's only 2 rings. There's not.
Yeah, right. So warding
Okay.
bond specifically states that it is an hour-long duration. So obviously you have to replenish it at set
Mhm.
points. It
Sure.
requires a pair of platinum rings. You could put a ring on her, and then when you cast warding bond, trigger it off
That's
of
what I mean.
those two.
That's what I mean. That's
Yeah,
what I mean.
that's fine.
Okay.
But you can't have two instances of warding bond active
At the same time. Yeah, absolutely. That's not what I'm saying.
I don't
I mean,
think
we
Mom
might as well put one
that.
more on Soul.
What's that?
So the first ones are free, but if you're wanting to get other rings, the one for Ronnie's going to cost you 50 gold pieces, and then if you're going to get one for Soul, you're going to have to pay another 50 gold pieces.
No.
What the fuck? Oh my god.
I'm just joking.
It's
God.
okay, I'm not really
Wow.
into the polyamory thing.
Talk about evil.
Oh shit, we just turned this into a Mormon fucking house.
Ooh.
Yeah, I mean, getting
I
2
love
more rings,
that.
I think,
I've
makes
been
a lot
lord
of
of this
sense.
manor for an
Yeah.
hour.
Jokes
and
it-
That
things
makes.
have
I
already...
think that actually, like seriously, though, it makes
Jokes
a lot of
aside,
sense. to
jokes
do that.
aside, yeah. Go ahead and spend 100 gold. It's easy enough to find them in marketplaces.
Yeah. So then, yeah.
Wow. This is a Mormon Discord server now.
So then, like now, Tremaine's hands, he's got like 2 rings.
No, you just need one.
Oh, I just need one, and they
Yeah.
just need. Okay, so I don't have to have separate
When
pairs.
you cast the spell, you're targeting your ring and someone else's ring.
Got it. Okay.
You don't have to have a bunch of finger rings like you're fingering
Like
everybody.
ooh,
I would love
like
that
feel
though.
like loosened.
Thank you, Tom. Thank you. You're the only one who I think got it.
What was the joke? I didn't hear it. Sorry.
You don't need all these finger rings. You don't need to be fingering everybody.
Oh god.
Wah, wah, wah.
I tried
Cringe.
to ignore it.
Well, you can't because sometimes I have to explain the joke, and
As we all
that
know,
means you have
that
to
just
hear
makes it better.
Yeah, if you tell the joke over and over again and then explain it, that's the best way for comedy to work.
Nothing is
Yeah,
funnier than a
sure.
flowchart.
100%. I fucking love
I have a
flowcharts.
question.
I guess I'll hear you out.
Is the gold coming out of
Tremaine.
Termaine's bank account or the
Sure,
group's
sure.
bank
That's
account?
fine. I don't care.
Okay. I just want to know for the spreadsheet.
Thank you.
These finger rings are on me.
Oh
I'm telling
boy.
Mom.
Okay. I'm so
I don't
sorry.
have any money, so
I'm gonna fucking die. Um, uh,
Uh,
weirdly, we just got more viewers.
That's what it takes.
If that's what it
That's what it
takes,
takes.
let's
Look, you know what it
go.
takes
hey,
is one cannibalism,
Yep.
2 finger rings.
Finger rings.
the
Rings.
person that had 12 earlier is now up to 182. So
Holy
I think
shit.
the Twitch thing,
The true numbers are showing.
the true numbers are showing.
3. So that said, what would you folks like to do here? Obviously, buying some components for spells, that's all well and good. I don't really think that would be too terribly time consuming. But what would you like to do now? The letter has been sent up the mountain. You can wait for your mother and the survey crew to arrive. Or you can try, now that you have a lord amongst you, to kind of negotiate your way up the mountain. That's also an option. You could go back into the Helmaw for no reason, or
No, thank you.
for reasons, like the Slayers down there.
Or
Yeah.
to feed some hag an eyeball.
I mean,
Or-
it feels like Arya's situation requires like us to really act on that, right?
No.
No?
No. We need to do is to sell all that fucking stuff that we have in our bags and make some gold. And prepare for our next whatever.
If cash money is the objective, everything that you have in your bags will be sold at a 1/5 value. If you wish to try and increase that amount, you either have to go to a seller I've already prescribed to someone who would buy at a higher rate, which I don't think I've got anybody for you yet, or you can make a persuasion roll
I
to
could
attempt
persuade.
to haggle.
I would like to haggle.
Okay. Go ahead.
Also,
Are we selling it all at once though, or
Again,
like
we're not going
on
to
to
make
some?
multiple persuasion rolls. I just am not.
No. I'm saying like
Oh,
hang on to some of it for
sure.
later.
I understand what you're saying now.
the other thing that I wanted to say is like we haven't had a long rest, so I think I'm fatigued, and I think
I've got
Ronnie's
2
fatigued.
levels of exhaustion.
Yeah. Oh,
So-
exhaustion. Sorry. Yeah.
Sleeping will clear one of those. So yeah, if you want to go ahead and sleep, that's great. Go ahead and get a long rest in.
Do that. Yeah.
Experience wise, it's going to be a bit, but not like a shit ton. Mainly due to the nature of the Headless. It's going to be a total of 5,500 since the last time we gained experience
Ooh.
per
That
person.
should be enough to level us,
Yeah.
right?
Maybe. I doubt it.
18,588 plus
Oh, was it?
5,500.
Can you repeat the
Yes.
amount we're adding?
5500.
Yep, that's
Oh
insane.
yeah.
Makes us at 24,088 for me.
Okay.
Yeah, I have 24
Um,
to
Yeah.
38.
In all honesty, my cat just took a massive crap. I'm gonna go clean that up. You folks take your time to level, and I'm gonna go
Okay.
handle some house cleaning business.
Oh no! Good luck.
I think strategy-wise, yes, sell stuff. We need to get diamonds again,
Yes.
so I can revive people. Probably healing potions, whether I make them during downtime or we just outright buy several. Winter clothing.
So wait, we're level 7 now? Is that right?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I get another level 2 spell.
Oh, this is an ability score improvement time. Is that right? Yeah.
For you, maybe?
6?
Hold
Not
on.
for me.
You're not a paladin.
Wow, rude.
And where's the chart? Where is the chart?
Ooh, I could get beast sense.
I don't like the way it looks. Where's the paladin class features? There it is. 7. Wait. That says level 8 is ability score improvement. I'm confused.
What level are you?
Oh, 7. I think that I'm just having trouble. Never mind. I think I'm just having trouble with the sheet and how it's doing it, because it's saying select one ability score to. Oh, and I guess you could change which ability scores are increased.
I don't know, man.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Fine. They don't get increased until level 8. I just get more spells. That's it.
For 7th level? No, you get your aura of warding.
I get a level 2 spell.
Aura of warding. Ancient magic lies so heavily upon you that it forms an eldritch ward, blunting energy from beyond the material plane. You and
Nice
your
bonus.
allies have resistance to necrotic, psychic, and radiant damage while in your aura protection. You finally got resistance to radiant damage. Good job.
It's telling me that. Okay, it unselected my level 2 spell, which is weird because I already had Warding Bond, but then it said it didn't have it.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening there.
It's weird. It's just the sheet is weird.
And then I don't think Soul gets anything for 7th level sorcerer. I can't
I
remember.
don't think so. I'll look to see if the rework thing has anything at 7 now.
6, 7.
Yeah, sorcerer features are 1.
6, 14.
Oh no, they don't get it 1 at 1 anymore. It's... Hold on.
Aura of Warding. Okay.
3, 5, 7 are the spells. 6 is psionic sorcery, psychic defense. No, that's right. Wrong subclass. 6 is where you start gaining the second row of shit, which is you're doing you're doing divine. So yeah, I'm done. And then warlock. I don't think you get anything at 7 either. I just think it's the elf folks that get stuff.
Yeah, I get a new spell.
Beguiling twist as well.
Okay. Well,
Beguiling
that's pretty
twist
rad.
says, "You're a Fey Wanderer, right?"
Yeah.
Beguiling twist says level 7. Beguiling twist. The magic of Feywild guards your mind. You have advantage on saving throws to avoid or end the charmed or frightened condition. In addition, whenever you or a creature you can see within 120 feet of you succeeds on a saving throw to avoid or end the charmed or frightened condition, you can take your reaction to force a different creature you can see within 120 feet of you to make a wisdom saving throw against your spell save DC. On a fail, the target is charmed or frightened, your choice, of you for 1 minute. The target repeats the saving throw at the end of each of its turns, ending the effect if it succeeds.
Wait, are we supposed to be at 7?
Yeah.
Is that
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You have to press the plus sign, Sapackley. It's not obvious how to do it with this at all.
I got you. Thank you.
But yeah, just the elves are going to get cool stuff this level. You spellcaster dorks.
I got a 4th level spell. What the fuck are you
You get an
talking
extra
about?
spell slot.
I got a 4th
And
level
that's
spell.
feature.
Okay, that's actually not bad. Is Cone of Cold 4th level?
No, but the staff can do it.
Yeah.
It's probably Death Ward or Greater Invisibility.
Cone of Cold is 5th level. Death Ward is fun. It would make Andy very happy.
Yeah, man.
Andy, What about me?
It benefits you. That's pretty good.
So I think that we've got the leveling going on. Pacing wise, I don't think I can kind of get fully into the next beat. So what I'm going to do is kind of ask for you folks to let me know what that next beat will be, and then we'll kind of like do the intro bit. So just to kind of focus there, do you wait for your mom, or do you go up to try and get into an audience with your mom prior to her descent?
How long before they're supposed to arrive?
So 2 days from yesterday, so that would mean today, the day of when you finish long resting, and then the day after, they should be arriving at some point.
Well, we said we wanted to try to sell our goods.
Okay. So that'll happen during day. So then, for the selling purposes, Elizabeth, if you're kind of doing the number crunching on that, make sure everybody is okay with what is being sold, and then everything will be sold for 1/5 its price.
But I want to haggle. I'd like to haggle.
Roll persuasion.
24.
Yeah. So 1/4 price instead. You'll be able to get a fourth instead of a fifth.
Nice.
Yay!
So we are selling. Hold on, sorry, I was
And then you just need to figure out what's on the top,
character sheeting.
the chorping block.
Cool.
Chorp,
Up,
chorp,
up,
chorp.
up.
So we have 6, 7, 8, 9 mithril ingots. All of them? Or 3 of them? Shimb! Tell us what we should do.
Buy a Holy Avenger. Don't let
We have
Andy have it.
What?
That's what Shim said. I don't know. He's kind of
What?
maybe you don't move the mouse around enough for him.
Maybe.
That's why he likes Tom. He just made a kissy face at Tom.
Oh.
Cute. So then we have.
Cameron's getting a lot of detail. That's
It really is.
It is, yeah. I'm seeing all kinds of stuff happening.
So we have Boots of the Winterlands. Probably would have come in handy earlier.
Yep.
Um, and could still come in handy, so let's not get
Yeah.
rid of those.
Keep them.
We have bracers. Bracers. Just regular bracers.
Are they magic? Have they not been identified?
Are those the archer's bracers? Don't you have those on?
I don't think I put those on.
Yeah, there was a pair of bracers of archery that were identified, and I don't think anybody has them.
I don't think it was gonna do anything for me.
+2 to damage rolls? What are you talking about?
Oh.
In her defense, that was right before she got jailed.
Oh, sure. Bracers of archery requires attunement. While wearing these bracers, you have proficiency with longbow and shortbow, and you gain a +2 bonus to damage rolls made with each or such weapons. Yeah, it seems like they'd be really useful.
Okay.
But they do require attunement, so check your attunement slots. You can only have 3 total attuned items.
Archery. I only have Ring of Regenerations right now.
Yeah, slap them on.
Okay, so those are out. We also have a suit of studded leathers.
That one's not magical, I don't think.
Do we want to sell it?
I'm not wearing it.
News to me.
No one's wearing it.
Arya could wear it, I think. Warlocks can.
What
do
is that?
Light armor.
Suit of studded leathers.
I'm wearing something. I'm wearing a robe of many eyes.
Robe of Many Eyes is an armor slot.
Oh,
Wait, Archer's bracers is already being worn by me. This was a different set of bracers.
I don't remember giving you other bracers.
It didn't have anything next to it. It was an 11.
Maybe they were just cool bracers.
And I guess I didn't actually equip the Archer's bracers.
Yeah, I
I
was
just
like,
have them.
your damage hasn't been super stellar.
First of all, that's rude.
I would have noticed if a Bracers of Archery was on there, is what I'm trying to say.
Maybe I just suck, okay?
I didn't say that. No one ever said that.
We also have a magic greatsword, vicious greatsword.
I mean,
Nope.
yeah, Tremaine's going to be the only one that would use it, and it sounds like.
I always use the shield. I need that AC.
Saul could use it.
Okay. We also have a shield and a longsword that were from a skeleton in episode 2.
What's that?
A longsword and a shield that are off of a skeleton.
Yeah. I think they were just the +1 ones that Tremaine took.
No one has them equipped. There was an enhanced
I have
longsword from episode 1
Oh,
I
yeah.
have a +1 shield.
that Tom
blue blade.
has.
Yeah, the Broken Blade.
Yeah.
Keep
I
it
can't
that.
decide on my spell.
I'm going to say if they weren't designated as magic, I would have designated the ones that I recall being on a skeleton being worth anything already. So I'm pretty sure Tremaine got those. There was a +1 sword and
Yep, I had. There's a +1 longsword.
the
Yep,
shield.
that's
The shield was bog standard.
this. Then I have a +1 shield.
That's not from the skeleton and the
Right, that's not from the skeleton.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So those are on Termaine then.
Should be. The shield.
Okay.
The shield shouldn't be, but the shield is. I don't think it's magical. I don't remember giving a magical shield out, other than the ones I've given out. And Tremaine's gobbled them up.
Yum 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 yum.
All right. And then we have an amulet of the devout,
I'm wearing that.
pithing needle.
Nope.
Nobody's using it.
Actuator beacon. We should probably do that. Diminishing hat. No one.
Nope.
Okay. And then we have hold on. Because we just added some I didn't actually add. Oh no. Tom must have. We have 5 magic mushrooms.
Do we have recipes for them?
No.
I'm okay with selling it.
Have the dragon scale.
Ooh, let's keep that. That
Okay.
seems fancy and special, right?
You sound like me when I'm cleaning my room.
Ooh, let's
Wow.
keep that.
We have
that. That's important.
Yeah.
We have a wand. Why is that under... Oh, it's because it's miscellaneous. I remember what the wand that we had identified the wand, but I
John,
don't...
when you get a second, could you assign me an aberrant spirit?
Sure.
Thank you.
Where is the note about the wand? We're just gonna leave that blank for now. We also have 10... Or, no, sorry, we have... 3 pink stones and 25 garnets.
Real quick, because again, this is riveting. But I just want. I'm not. No insult. I just realized what
Wow.
time it is. I do want to handle this. This is definitely business. I want to make sure we clear. But I'm just going to go ahead and end the stream because I don't think we need to do it on camera. What I'm going to
This
say
is
though.
the Excel World Championships right here. How?
No. I'm very, very happy the thoroughness of the notes. I'm not saying that's not the case. What I am saying is to focus up. If you are shopping during the next day, that's being handled. At the end of that day, in the midst of the evening, as you have all kind of come back in after everything we're talking about has been done, you arrive back. Everyone's just kind of calmly, coolly, collected, eating food, the like. There is a loud, thunderous knock on the front door,
Mom.
and when you allow the person who enters inside, outside the door, when you look out there and perceive it before opening the door, stands Slayer. His armor rough-shod and his blade covered in blood. And that's where we'll end the session for tonight. We will deal with that matter next time. Because like I said, the 20 or 30 minutes we had when we were actually going to get into that beat was not enough. We will be handling it next week.
Sorry.
No, not your fault. You guys did great. There was just a lot more thoroughness than was anticipated in my scheduling. So we'll see you next week, and we'll deal with that. Ciao.